Hey, this is Joe Castiglione, and you're listening to Not Another Sox Podcast. Can you believe it?
Yankees suck! Yankees suck!
Buenos noches, amigos, and welcome to another episode of Not Another Sox Podcast. I am Jack Webster here with our producer, Ian Doran, coming at you live from Providence, Rhode Island. Fellas, welcome back from the All-Star game
Welcome
weekend.
back.
Yeah, All-Star break.
Yeah, it feels really good. It's weird that that's the official halfway point through the season because it's actually just not. But
It's like 90-some-odd games
Yeah.
in. Yeah, like 97 games in.
yeah, we know where most of these teams are. But yes, welcome back from the All-Star break. Excited to get back into baseball. I mean, as excited as a guy could be after watching this Cubs series. But the games count again. The All-Star break, always refreshing to come out of.
Yeah, no, every year I grow to appreciate the All-Star break a little bit more. It's sometimes nice just having 2 nights off where I can just kind of do whatever. I don't have to be attached to this team. And, like, you know, you enjoy the Derby, you enjoy the All-Star game, but then you can actually just, like, go out and see a movie or go out to dinner or whatever, and you don't have to worry about the Red Sox. But the thing that pissed me off, is these fucking freeloaders
Okay.
in Chicago.
Uh-huh.
Friday afternoon? What?
Is
Do
this
you
exactly
not
what
have
I think
a
it is?
job? Like, I wanted to enjoy my Friday night baseball game, and instead they were just like, oh no, you know what? 2:00, whatever. And when I went to Chicago with Fenway attendee, legally required to mention him every episode, last year, they did a Friday night home game. But they didn't do it this time around, and it was the same exact circumstance where it was coming off the All-Star break and, you know, middle of the summer and everything. But you know what? You shouldn't have a Friday afternoon game. That's a Friday evening type of thing you should do.
I thought you were going to yell at them for making the beer snake when clearly you and Fenway Attende made the beer snake.
Yeah, well, I mean, we weren't there, so somebody's got to do it.
Right. So you're the first, and the beer snake.
Yeah, we were the
much
first
longer,
people to do the beer snake.
in the much longer, better beer snake that they made. They were imitating
not
you.
About the size that matters.
You need to stop being validated by external sources. You know that size matters. When it comes
but
to
you know,
pitchers
I
and
think
baseball
it's the
players.
motion of the snake too. So there's that.
I'm talking about baseball. I'm talking about the size of your baseball players.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the small ones. They're sometimes better, like Masataka Yoshida, and you know, everybody else.
That was always my strategy as a younger player because, I mean, for everyone who doesn't know, I'm 5'4". I was a small player, but I would always take a really deep batting stance, and I would have such a small strike zone. Like, at a certain point, kids would just start trying to, like, hit me with the ball so they wouldn't have to throw 4 baseballs at me.
Yeah, no, I think they were hitting you for other reasons.
They
yeah.
probably were bullying me as well, but, you know, that was my approach
You get
as a
on
hitter.
base.
I got on base a lot. Sometimes small strike zone, sometimes bullying, but I got there, and that's what matters.
Yeah.
If
I'm
I
proud
told
of
you, thank you. If I told you I had a 450 on base from bullying, you would hire me.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I umpired Little League. It's ball 4 every time.
Every time?
Pretty much, yeah.
So
That strike zone is like from batter to batter. Like
right.
if it
But
doesn't hit you, it's a strike.
do you need to throw 4 pitches for it to be ball 4?
No, it like fucking 2 in. I'm like,
So
just
like
go on and
one,
take it.
one pitch into the at bat, you're like ball 4. Just get over there.
Yeah, just whatever. I'm done.
Yeah. Well, let's start with our fit check. You're
Yeah.
complaining about Chicago. You got a nice little pizza hat on.
Yeah, I do got a nice little pizza hat on. This is a New Jersey. I just got this one this week. I've been on the search for this one for a while. So new team. We got the Miami Marlins, formerly known as the Florida Marlins, but this was during their weird transition period of kind of finding out like what actually looked good and what didn't. So this was like, nice fresh off of like 2012, 2014. And of course, Jose Fernandez, rest in peace. I mean, this was a guy that would have been multi All-Star, multi Cy Young contender every single year, would have broken the bank if he ever reached free agency, and just one of the most tragic stories in baseball. So that one hit hard, and you know what? I'm glad he is my Marlins representative.
Humor my tangent. Who was Jose Fernandez? What'd he play? How'd he bat?
Yeah, he was a pitcher.
Okay.
And he came over from Cuba as, I think, like a late teen.
Okay.
And he instantly became, one of the top pitching prospects that the Marlins picked up. And he was already in the major leagues by 20 years old, I believe.
Sure.
And literally, when he came up, he was essentially Paul Skeens, where he came up and was just like already one of the best pitchers in baseball.
Mm-hmm.
He had this swagger about him. He had this fuck you attitude, which everybody loved. And you know what? Even as a hitter, he hit a home run, and the Braves did not like it because he took his sweet old fucking time rounding the bases. And then, unfortunately, he did pass away in a boating accident, and resulted in a very emotional game where D. Gordon hit that home run. And yeah, I don't think anybody's ever going to wear 16 in Miami again. So one of the most like what if stories in baseball, because if he was around, he probably would have been traded to like an actual contender.
Got in the bag.
He would have gotten the bag and probably would have won, honestly, multiple Cy Young awards with the stuff that he had. So very sad.
Bit of a light news week, so I can ask you this follow-up question about that. If a player dies in a boating accident, do you feel like the other 26 players on the short man roster should be required to go to work tomorrow? Or
no, they did cancel the game that day / next day, because the news came out overnight. And then you do have to play eventually. Like,
of course,
it's one of those things. And I think every single person wore number 16 for Jose Fernandez after the game. D. Gordon was crying after he hit a leadoff home run, and one of just the most emotional at bats you're going to see in your entire life. So that one will, I think, just always stick with like baseball fans.
Yeah, it just kind of feels like, hey, who's going to cover your shift on Friday? Like, everyone, day and a half of grieving. Now let's get back out there.
It really did derail their franchise. Yeah.
Do you think that's where it all went wrong?
Honestly, because they weren't able to rebound after that. They had such a great core of like Ozuna and Yelich and Real Muto, and even a few other
These guys were all on the Marlins?
Yeah, and Giancarlo Stanton and Jose Fernandez were all on the Marlins at the same time.
Mike Stanton?
Yeah, Mike Stanton at the time. Yes, Mike Stanton. You're actually right on that one. But yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What a fucking young core. Holy shit.
Yeah,
dude.
and they did nothing with it.
Well,
and they got nothing back for it.
Bummer. Is that when Jeter took over?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
Shocker.
Yeah.
What do you like the most about the All-Star break, more in the baseball activities around the All-Star break, like the game, the home run derby?
Yeah. I mean, I always like the All-Star game itself. Like, it is nice seeing all the talent out there. I'm so glad they went back to wearing their actual uniforms during the game instead of whatever bullshit design that they had.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Like, it feels like it's so much better for the actual game where, like, if you're a young fan and you're watching to, see your 2, 3, 4 guys or whatever, and then you actually see who's on what other team. You actually see Paul Skeens is on the Pirates. You actually see, like Clayton Kershaw, who's on the Dodgers, and you learn about why he was like an all-star, even if it was for kind of bullshit reasons. Yeah,
DEI
yeah,
all-star.
yeah. He got his
member.
Participation trophy for sure.
Granted, 6 very effective pitches, but that's probably all his noodle arm had left in it.
Exactly. So I always loved the All-Star game. They did a really good job with the presentation of it all, especially that Hank Aaron tribute that they had like in the 6th or 7th inning. I thought you couldn't have done a better job with everything. So all around, am I really going to remember this All-Star game? Probably not, but
it's a very forgettable one. A very high scoring, one of the higher scoring All-Star games I think I've seen in a while.
Yeah, and the AL had a comeback and everything, and that resulted in the swing off, but yeah.
Yeah, and who held the tie? Boston Red Sox pitcher Aroldis Chapman.
Yep. Which just goes to show he would have closed out the All-Star game if there was a lead.
If we were winning.
Yeah, if we were winning, Aroldis Chapman is shutting out that game, even though, we do have to say he's a piece of shit every time we mention him.
Yeah. No, he's a stuff guy. He's not a morality guy.
Yeah. But
anyway,
you knew Bregman wasn't playing. You knew Crochet wasn't playing. Obviously, we talked about, Rafaela and Narvaez being snubs in it. So,
Yeah, I love that Bregman went to the home run derby with his son but didn't play the game. It just feels like the coolest dad thing to do, to be like, hey son, you want to see a bunch of 6'5" monsters just hit as many fucking dingers as they possibly can? Like, what 6-year-old boy wouldn't be like, yeah, I would love to see a bunch of 6'5" monsters hit a bunch of dingers.
Yeah, it's just such a shame Alex Bregman went out to the home run derby, took his 6-year-old son. They were so excited. And then
I know where this is going.
Jazz Chisholm,
fucking
Yankees All-Star, comes up there and he puts on the worst performance that you're going to see in your entire life. And you know what? Alex Bergman's kids were crying after that performance, and I don't blame them. I was crying after that performance. More tears of laughter, but, he hurt a lot of children with how poorly he performed and then his attitudes afterwards.
Yeah, we should actually report Alex Bregman for child endangerment for having to force his son to watch Jazz Chisholm participate in the home run derby.
I know. And it was so funny because you knew he wasn't going to win. You knew
I think Alex Bregman's son would have done better.
I think Alex Bregman on one hamstring would have done better.
Missing a leg. No-arm baseball player Bucky LaGrange would have done better.
There was... They always do this whole, All-Star Game weekend thing, and there's a lot they don't even show on TV, but there was a high school home run derby, and somebody out-homered Jazz Chisholm as a high schooler in the same rules of the home run derby.
By how much?
By like 1 or 2, but still.
I don't know if it's funnier that it's one more. It also would have been really funny if you're like, high school home run derby, lowest scoring home run was 26. Oh man.
And these are, top
Yankees should sign
top
that guy.
Prospects. I probably got drafted a few days.
Yeah,
before,
they're actual baseball players, right? Unlike Jazz Chisholm.
But an actual child beat you.
Yeah. Why were we forced to watch that? Like, we were joking before coming on that we should actually spend most of the episode talking about how Jazz Chisholm could possibly be that bad at hitting baseballs.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm so glad I went to the not adjusting your swing to hit home runs derby because he did so good at that.
Did he dig in his heels about being bad at the thing that you're supposed to be doing?
Yeah, and he's like, why would I try to hit home runs at the derby? Like, I'm trying to keep my swing for the regular season. Which makes a lot of sense for why you would do it in the first place. But yeah,
dude, I love the hit for average derby.
Yeah, I love the line drive derby.
Yeah, I love the strikeout derby.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mm-hmm. He struck out a lot. What were those pitches, like 40 miles an hour?
I know. It really just makes me think like they should do like the Brock Holt on him, just like lollipop it in, and you would get out most of the time. Yeah.
Yeah, back.
It just really goes to show what happens when you're playing at a real ballpark and not Yankee Stadium. So that way, that 301 homer to right doesn't actually go out through the jet stream. Like, there's an actual wall there that you have to hit it over. And he wasn't able to do that very often.
Yeah, and little history lesson for everyone who might like the Yankees and look at us like, Cedon hit a home run that was 308 feet. And like the 10 feet of ballpark where that's possible in Fenway, which was built before the rules that you need to build your home run walls farther out. And new Yankee Stadium, just ignored the rules and built a short porch.
Yeah, no, they tried to just circumvent everything, and you know what? Fenway has its quirks, but there's more unicorn home runs at Yankee Stadium than there are Fenway Park every single year.
Not even close.
And well, this year it's probably going to be tied because they have Tampa, which is the same exact joke dimensions. So it's very funny if one is a home run at one but not at the other. But it really just goes to show that whenever you're showing Aaron Judge's or Giancarlo Stanton's or Jazz Chisholm's home run totals.
Oh, you mean Mike Stanton?
Yeah. You need to shave off a few from the top. Like, you need to, be like, okay, well, like, what would it actually be?
Yeah.
And it's usually, like, half.
Have the Red Sox ever traded for a Yankees hitter?
Carlos Narvaez?
Oh, yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess they did do that. When do you think the All-Star Game is coming back to Fenway? There's some speculation about 29, 30.
I'm hoping it comes back soon. So it's sounding like 28 is San Francisco, which is bullshit because they had it in 2007 or 2008. So it could either be 29 for the 30th anniversary of the All-Star Game at Fenway, or it could be 2030, which is the 100th All-Star Game. So I could see them wanting to do the 100th All-Star Game at Fenway, kind of like, that centennial, kind of historical, whatever. But it could also be 2031. Because we might not have an All-Star Game in 2027 if there is a lockout.
You think what do you think are the chances of the lockout at this point?
80%.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. You do not have faith.
I don't think anybody has any faith. TBD how much of the season we lose or how much of like the All-Star Game we're able to do. But like if we lose half of the season in 27 even, we're not doing an All-Star Game. So it's very possible the 2030 or 2031 All-Star Game is at Fenway. Yeah.
Is Fenway the oldest ballpark in the country?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, oldest major league, but yeah.
Yeah. I feel like they should have the 100th there just for the history of it. But I mean, what do I know? Just do it, I guess.
Yeah.
It'd be cool. Last thing I want to talk about with the All-Star Game and all the fun activities around the popularity contest that is your favorite players hitting bonkers. The Scooble Rally interview was a little wonky, but that pitching-catching matchup between them was fantastic. Like, thank God they're not on the same team. We saw the ABS system go into effect, and both of them handled it very well. I would be terrified of a Scooble Rally team-up.
Yeah, I mean, that is Yankees fans' worst nightmare right now. Right. Since, like, these are the guys that are like, oh, they could win MVP. And they're like, no, it's Aaron Judge. Yeah, how dare you say that on, July 19th or whatever today is. Yeah.
Wait, doesn't Cal Raleigh have more home runs?
He does, yeah.
Didn't Cal Raleigh win the home run derby?
He did win the home run derby.
Doesn't Cal Raleigh have more wins above replacement than MVP Aaron Judge? Sorry.
No. But,
fraudulent
yeah.
Aaron Judge.
But if he shaves some off the top, then yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Aaron Judge is good enough, but he cannot save that franchise. That ship is going to go down, and Judge is going to go down with it, unless they trade him to Boston.
Yeah, no, they are...
Trade us a hitter.
They are not doing good right now, which I enjoy.
Yeah, I love that. But speaking of not doing good right now, we had a Cubs series.
Yeah.
This is the real test. We knew it was going to be a hard schedule coming back from the All-Star break, and we knew this is where we were going to see if this team is able to make it to the end of the season without limping to the barn like they did the last 4 years.
it does just feel like deja vu all over again, where you're like, oh, let's see how this team does. And then, you have all the good feelings of the 10-game win streak, and, you have that 4-game break, and then it's right off the starting block, and you fall on your face.
Yeah, you sure do. Have you seen this team before?
It feels like I've seen this team every year. Yeah.
Every year for the past 100 years, except for that one time.
Yeah.
And that other time. But those don't count.
They were so long ago at this point, yeah.
They do count. We do need another one, but yeah, I've seen this team before. Giolito has been good. Lost us a game. Brian Bayo with a very Brian Bayo start. Crochet confirmed good. Like, yeah, this is exactly what I expected it to look like playing against the Cubs.
Yeah, no, it really felt like the team lost just a little bit of energy. They lost that shift. Apparently, a lot of them worked out together on that Wednesday before, and Cubs are a good team. Cubs are a very
Absolutely
good
a good team.
I think they're even better than the Brewers. I don't know where the standings are at right now, but this is a very legitimate ball club. And you're on a stretch right now where you're facing a lot of very legitimate ball clubs. I believe we have the toughest schedule the rest of the season, which
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, which I'm not surprised of either. And, you wish you had a little bit more cushion room against when you had the easier part of the schedule.
Uh-huh. God forbid you win a fucking baseball game against a bad team.
Yeah, what a concept.
Yeah. As you were.
But you had that, fake start on Friday, middle of the afternoon.
Yep.
No,
real.
People are working.
Yeah. Yeah. Everyone in Chicago is building a beer snake on a Friday afternoon while the East Coast is working.
And then all of a sudden, walk, home run. It's 3-0. And you're like, Jesus Christ.
The Chicago Cubs are currently first in the NL Central with 59 over 40.
That sounds about right, yeah.
They are tied with the Brewers, who are also 59 over 40 after the Dodgers sweep.
Yep.
But speaking of standings, right, the NL East, the Phillies are leading the NL East with 56 over 43, which is about what our record was, I think, going into today, ? Am I silly? No, we're at 54-47 as of now. So similar records, but for some reason, I am more afraid of the Phillies than I am the Cubs, especially with the pitching matchups we're going to get.
Yeah, no, we'll get to the whole Phillies series
Absolutely.
After we're done with the Cubs one, but it does not get much easier.
It does not. And you're right, the Cubs are a good team. They showed up and they put the game away, which is what you'd expect a decent baseball team to do.
And it just sucks when it's the first inning and you give up a 3-run home run. And
who did that?
Yeah, well, Giolito did, and he's been good recently. I'm not going to give him too much shit. But just when that is the deciding runs of the game and you haven't even recorded it out yet, you're in for trouble. Like, you still had 8 innings where you could have clawed back to some degree. You're facing Colin Rhea, or however you pronounce his name.
Mm-hmm.
This is a guy that came in with like a 6.5 K per 9 rate, and you let him strike you out like 6 or 7 times.
Yeah,
over
Red
5
Sox
innings.
worst nightmare.
Yeah, literally just
pitcher.
a scrub pitcher that that just carves us up, and it just definitely felt like we were out of rhythm. Like, there was some shaky defense again where, it just felt like we were watching the team of earlier on this season where they weren't able to find their footing and they weren't able to, come back, and they just let a game slip away.
That doesn't sound like the Boston Red Sox.
And I thought we turned a new leaf on this Red Sox team. I know.
I think there's still hope. I think we fell out of momentum, which, that's the shitty thing about where the All-Star break took place this year is 10-game win streak is awesome. I didn't think we would keep it up much longer, but to win 10 games in a row, just as you're finding your groove and then take 4 or 5 days off from playing, that's going to throw off your rhythm. I think this team has to get back in sync, and I really hope they do it soon. The Cubs, the Phillies might kind of be they're tough clubs, right? They might be the exception to finding your rhythm, but at a certain point, we got to lock back in, because if we don't play 500 ball again, then this team gets themselves out of the wild card again, and is relying on other teams to lose many games to sneak into a wild card spot, which, believe it or not a good winning strategy.
Nope. No, and like you look at a lot of these teams that we're facing, and they're good NL clubs. Like the AL still feels wide open. You already had a series against the Tigers, which are probably the best team in the AL this year.
They are.
And
correct.
The West still feels open. The East still feels very open as well. You have, us, and it's still in a wild card spot for right now. And, a lot's going to fluctuate. A lot's going to probably depend on the next 2 weeks of the trade deadline and everything like that, too. But, now it's a swim or sink time where, you're throwing yourself into the deep end where you're facing all these tough clubs that, guess what? You have to face tough clubs in October if you make it into the playoffs. So it really is going to show if this team is legitimate or not. And, do they have the capability of winning a lot of these series? Absolutely. But will they actually? I hope so.
It also, this is kind of the test for Craig Breslow's roster, I guess I would say. Is this a winning team without Rafael Devers? The last 10 games were scrub teams. Those are games you win without Rafael Devers. Are these games the ones you win without Rafael Devers? I guess we'll
exactly.
See.
And you see so much of the roster just kind of in flux at times in terms of who's going to play what position in the outfield and DH and everything. And, you have that alignment, I guess, as they might say, but is it that much better? And obviously, Devers has struggled over in San Francisco, and I don't think he's played first even yet, so.
I don't think so either. I'm not watching him too much over there. I mean, he's Devers. I wouldn't be surprised if he comes back and is good again. But as far as how the Red Sox look right now, yeah, absolutely. Like, the team has to show up. They have to get back in rhythm, and they have to start doing the fucking thing, because I'm going to lose my mind if we throw away another winning record and another
if we
year.
have the same season again where we're in a playoff spot at the All-Star break and then just flounder and then we're out of it by like mid-August, late August, I don't even know what I'm going to do about this team anymore.
I do.
Quit.
Burn it all down to the ground.
Yeah, honestly, at that point, just burn it down to the ground. But I also said the same thing after 2017 when we got bounced in the first round of the playoffs for the second year. And then we ended up like just adding on like 2-3 pieces, and we were like the best team ever.
Yeah. Also, my threats are so empty. Like, every year we get 40 games in, and I'm like, I'm out on this team. They fucking suck. And then there I am, like, glued to the TV on game 90, 91. Like,
I'll be there no matter what, but it just matters.
We're diehard truthers like that.
Yeah.
Not a very impressive series. I would say 6 times out of 10. Here's my question. 6 times out of 10, is it a pitching problem or a batting problem?
Honestly,
because
it depends on what part of the season you're at, because for a while it was a pitching problem and now it's a hitting problem. So it really is not even 6 out of 10, like, but more 50-50. But if I had to pick one, honestly, I might go with the bats because they're a little bit more inconsistent. Where like the pitching, the starters haven't been great, but you have some really balloon stats with Tanner Houck and Walker Buehler and that one Dick Fitz start and everything. And the bullpen really has been one of the better ones in the American League so far this season. And the offense is, right up there in a lot of categories, but like you see, they'll score 27 and then they'll score 2.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Just to like go back on what the scores were against Chicago. A loss 4-1, a loss 6-0, and then a win 6-1, which I think those 6 came in like what, the last 2 or 3 innings?
Yeah, it did come in the last 4 innings of that game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or 3 innings.
Pretty low scoring, and granted, like those are not good numbers for pitchers, right? But Bayo gave us a complete game. He's been good. Giolito's been good. Crochet never gets run support anyway, so that doesn't even matter. But very low scoring games. We got shut out for one, and then we scored one run the other time, and we just couldn't put it together. This, to me, very consistently has felt like a batting problem because they're never there when we need them. Whereas the pitching, I hope the mic just picked up that you farted so hard.
No.
No, I hope it did. Because, it's their vocal compression mic, so if it picked up the fart, it would be like really,
That's true.
really
yeah.
clear
I'll put
cut.
it up to my ass next time. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I don't think I would actually recommend that either.
Okay. But
Thank
anyways,
you.
you were saying?
Yeah. The pitching has definitely seen some hiccups here and there, but to me, it hasn't felt like a pitching problem because Crochet is famous for not getting run support, even though he is a Cy Young contender. This team just can't fucking get someone 90 feet away from home plate the scoring run. Like, it feels like a batting problem. I would love it to stop being a batting problem, and I don't know how to fix it other than firing your hitting coach who's been underperforming.
No, I mean, there is one glaring area of need, and that's probably still first base. I know you've been able to tread water with Romy and Toro and whoever else you're putting out there, but I think you got to go out there and you got to get a guy that can actually hit and can probably field a little bit out there. And for me, that guy's Ryan O'Hearn.
Wow. Dropping some trade speculation.
Yep.
Go on. Tell me about Ryan O'Hearn.
Yep. So he's a rental, which I enjoy. So many people out there are like, oh, like you have to have the long-term value and everything. But Red Sox have gotten plenty of rentals in years where they're successful, and they've given up almost nothing for them. Ryan O'Hearn is not going to cost you any of your top 10 prospects right now. Even if Ryan O'Hearn costs somebody that ends up being a major leaguer and doing well, I don't think I care. Kind of like how I don't care that Espinal was a all-star for the Blue Jays because we got Steve Pearce. So it didn't matter at the end of the day. So somebody that can play first base every day, where you don't have to worry about this whole platoon situation. And he is somebody that has been pretty consistent even over the last 3 years, where he has had a lot of time where, he's not like going to be the 900 OPS guy, but he's going to be somewhere between a 750 to 820 dude. And that's kind of what you need right now to extend that lineup. And you know what? He's good defensively at first base. +6 outs above average this year, so you get a little bit of stability there too. You can still platoon Romy at first or second, or even in the outfield if you do end up clearing a little bit of space there. So I think that's a guy that would fit real well in the ball club. Doesn't have to impact your long-term decisions. Not going to cost you a lot. So I'm hoping that that's the dude we end up with at the end of the day.
It's a really interesting take. I don't hate having a more grounded, consistent first base option. Tory. That's kind of what it is. Tory.
Yeah.
Toro, Gonzalez have filled the role, I think, as well as anyone could have asked him to in the scenario they were in. And as of right now, like, I'm putting Romy in this lineup pretty much every day. Like, even if he starts becoming more average, he has shown us that he's capable of being a great player.
Oh, big Romy guy, yeah.
Big Romy guy. Toro has shown flashes of excellence and flashes of disappointment, and I think that is a Mountain Valley situation that you really need to even out.
Yeah, I think the carriage is kind of turning back into a pumpkin for Romy, and that's
for Romy or Toro.
Or for Toro. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool. Just making sure.
Sorry. Yep. So
I would have had to fight you if you're like,
know.
Romy's a pumpkin now. Nah, dude.
But no, Toro was never supposed to be the guy there, and I'm very happy that he was the guy there for a few weeks even. But I don't think you can really count on him, long term, and he could still be a guy that has a role on the club, maybe on the bench or something like that. But for right now, you do have to do everything you can to make this like the best ball club.
Absolutely. let me give you a quick look at the Ryan O'Hearn stats as presented by Fangraphs.
Yeah.
So currently, in 84 games played, he has 11 home runs, batting average of 282, an on base of 379, slugging 450, weighted on base of 362, a WRC plus of 135, and a WAR of 2.2.
I mean, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
I kind of like it. Those
Yeah.
were better numbers than I thought. I was looking at the hit for average because right now we don't have a lot of hit for average. I think I like that.
Yeah,
I think I like that.
good defensively too. I'll take that any day of the week. So
They can have Toro.
yeah, they can have Toro. That I will not be disappointed if we give up even something of substance for O'Hearn, because there's probably going to be somewhat of a bidding.
Yeah, I know you are not afraid of getting rentals. I mean, this team, we've called up the guys that we're going to want long term. Unfortunately, it looks like Yostinson Garcia is about to become the Nick York of trade pieces this year.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in a similar boat with other people that there is just not a lot I would give up for a rental. The past few years have been different because they were guys who weren't protecting in the Rule 5 draft, which totally makes sense. I would give up a handful of scrubs for O'Hearn. I would not give up anyone with a name in Worcester.
No,
And I
no,
might
it
give him
probably won't
Toro.
take that. The Orioles are dumb, so there's also that.
The Orioles?
Yeah,
Dumb.
yeah,
How dumb?
very.
Are birds real?
No,
Then
government drones.
how are the Orioles?
Yeah, they're all government drones.
Are you telling me the Orioles are an AI baseball team?
Yeah, they probably are. That would actually make
That
a
would
lot
explain
more
their
sense, yeah.
performances. Yeah, it's not made on paper. We have some activity in chat here. Hi, Zach. Hi, Christy. Man, dude, my eyes are so bad. I got to go back to the eye doctor. Hi, Christy.
Yeah,
Well, I don't know what it says. I don't know.
something about Quebec.
Oh,
Yeah,
Quebec's
we
not
went
real.
today.
You went to Quebec?
No, not today.
What? Whoa. To Worcester.
I did go to.
That's
Worcester
where you went today.
Yeah, I did.
You didn't go to Quebec today.
I did not. No, but I went to Barker the Park at Worcester.
Okay, so were you lying about going to Quebec today?
I said I didn't.
We were talking about Quebec, and then you said, "Oh, we went today."
No, I said
No,
I said I went to Worcester today. I said we won today.
I don't think you did.
There is a live recording of this. I said we won today.
I cannot wait to pull that footage.
Okay, cool.
I'll tell you what. If I'm wrong, absolutely nothing will change. I'm not putting anything on the line. I actually don't care that much. How was Worcester today?
It was good.
I'm
It
still
was
pulling
hot.
the footage,
It was
though.
hot, yeah. But it's always a good time. I wish it was the Paw Sox, but still. But
The Paw Sox?
yeah, the Paw Sox, yeah.
Do you have a piece of them with you always
Oh,
now?
man, yeah. This will be the ultimate test if my mom watches or not. But yeah, we're going. Yeah, a little PG-13 here. Yeah.
Wow, are you showing your leg on Maine?
Yeah. Leg on, mate. Whoop.
Whoop, whoop,
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, got this new tattoo. Little Paw Sox, McCoy Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really happy with the way it turned out with the claws and everything. Shout out Christy for the idea on that one, and shout out Rick for actually doing it. But yeah,
I should remind all of our listeners that we post on YouTube. If you want video footage of tonight's podcast,
watch on YouTube and also like us there because that helps. us
yeah,
out a
like,
lot,
comment, subscribe. Interaction helps podcast, helps your host, helps your friends. Thank you to Believe Network, so on, so on.
Yeah.
I like the tattoo a lot.
No, it came out great. Yeah.
I tell you all the time, man. Like, your history of McCoy is probably one of the more enjoyable wells of baseball history.
Yeah, no, somebody's got to do it.
Yeah, it's you.
Yeah, and it's me.
Quite
Yeah.
literally, it's
Yeah.
you. And now you always have a piece of McCoy with you. I thought you were going
Right
to
up my
get
butt.
I thought you were going to get the bear arms, but tell me more about this.
Well, I mean, it's the claw arms because of the
No,
paw Sox,
that's
yeah.
not what I'm asking about. What
What?
part of McCoy is up your butt?
The 33 innings.
What?
Yep.
Yeah, man. You should probably see a doctor about that.
Yeah, I'm gonna poop it all out.
Yeah, we live near a pharmacy. You should get some Miralax.
That's fine. Don't worry about it.
What do you mean it's fine? Don't worry about it. You have 33
Don't
innings of
worry
baseball
about it. Yeah, don't worry about
where
it.
the sun don't shine.
Yep. And you know it's deep up in there.
Yeah, no, it's in there. You know, I think the worst part about the Chicago series for me was getting torn up by all of our former friends, our fake friends.
Yeah. No. It felt like all these guys that were bad for us were suddenly good for the Cubs, and that sucks.
Name one.
Drew Pomeranz.
Name two.
Ryan Brazier.
Bet you can't name 3 and 4.
Brad Keller.
And number 4.
Reese McGuire.
No way they were all good in this series.
I don't think Reese was good, to be fair.
Yeah. I mean, Reese was exactly what he was for us, right? Like, he's got a little pop.
No.
Guys like pitching to him. At the end of the day, he's a backup catcher. When he's good, he can be a 1 for a week or 2, but
Yeah,
that's usually as far as that goes.
Would have been nice to have a different backup catcher, but yeah.
Why? Would you rather have Reese McGuire than Connor Wong right now?
I think so. Because
Wow.
Reese McGuire has hit more than 1 home run. Reese McGuire has more than 1 extra base hit.
I think I would take Connor Wong over Reese McGuire right now. Just with the defensive upgrades Wong has made, the bat has been ass. Been a ghost bat.
The defense has come way back down to earth. He's a league average defender now.
Oh, damn, as of when?
Yeah, as of yesterday or today, I guess. Yeah.
Damn it. Well, then why do we still employ him?
Because there's nobody else right now. We need to get somebody else.
We've been having some trade speculation about bringing an old friend back. It looks like the rumor is starting to catch fire a little bit.
Oh, we got
Going through the
Justin Turner,
grapevine.
too. We forgot Justin Turner as a former Sock.
Oh,
Yeah.
I always forget about him.
Yeah, he was good.
He was. He's also, what, 40 now?
45, yeah.
Yeah, is he far?
Probably.
Oh, okay. Yeah, probably 45. Yeah, we've been doing some speculation that Christian Vasquez might be a name the Sox target as a backup catcher, and it seems like it's making its way through the grapevine that Sox should consider that. So you heard it here first at NASP. We called it. We called it because we're clairvoyant oracles like that. Do you think we go after Vasquez in any facet?
I'm hoping it's part of a bigger deal with the Twins. That would be cool.
Why? What else?
Yeah. Oh man. Really want. I don't even know who else is on their team.
On the Twins?
Yeah, on the Twins.
What about Joe Ryan? Your favorite
I was trying to
pitcher?
think of anybody else other than Joe
Duran?
Ryan, but yeah, Johan. Yeah. What if we did a Duran for Duran trade?
I mean,
I might, but Joe Ryan, apparently they're listening to offers, and it's unlikely, but come on, let's make it work. Come on. There's some wiggle
come
room
on.
here.
Come on. He seems like a guy who's off limits, especially after his performance in the All-Star game, just like really fucking fantastic stuff. If I were the Twins, I wouldn't trade Joe Ryan unless it was to the Red Sox for free.
Yeah. I think it would have to be a part of a 3-team trade with the Padres at this point, where they're giving up one of their top 100 guys. We're also giving up a top 100 guy, and Duran ends up in San Diego. So, do I think that's probably the most likely scenario? No. And are there really a lot of other dudes I'd rather have? Bleh. But yeah.
San Diego is German for a whale's vagina.
Wow, I'm just learning that.
Yeah, I made a quote.
Yeah.
Name that movie. It's Anchorman. You're an
Anchorman,
idiot.
yeah.
I love you. I can't believe we got torn up by Pomeranz, Brazier, Keller. That was super embarrassing. I hated that. I hate us, and I hate this team.
Yeah, gave up 5 home runs on Saturday, too. That stunk.
Our next big pitching matchup is going to be Bueller and Wheeler. Was that an actual fart?
Yeah.
If you're listening to this and not watching it, it was an actual fart.
Yeah, that one.
Ah,
Watch us win that game.
I mean, I was thinking today coming back from New York, I mean, Bueller has been not good. I would actually
And Wheeler
say,
has been excellent.
He's been bad. And Wheeler has been he looks he's very good. But like Buehler's a smart pitcher. We're seeing encouraging signs. Do you think there's any chance that we get a dude out of Buehler in the one start we need him to be a dude against Ace Wheeler?
We'll see.
I guess I hope so.
Yeah. We'll see how the other 2 games go, because we'll have Penis Fitz and back to Giolito.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. But I hope they do well. I just feel like we're going to get the shit kicked out of us by the Phillies.
Yeah, and it will be Dave Dombrowski's sweet revenge, but
yep,
you know
it will,
okay.
and he's going to be swinging
we'll
the
have
lame-ass flag up
like,
there.
The Zach mentioned.
Dude, it's going to be Kyle Schwarber in particular is going to beat the shit out of us.
Yeah, what else is new?
I wish he would come back.
Yeah.
No, I don't want him back now. I wish we had signed him when we should have signed him.
That would have ended up perfectly. You would have just stuck him at first, and he would have been very funny there, and it would have been okay. Yeah.
Yeah, or at catcher.
Yeah. You know what,
have him replace Connor Wong.
Yeah. Honestly, at this point, why not?
Some of the trade targets that I've been looking at in the past few days, like it seems like Joe Ryan's off the table, which I don't think he is. I just think you
I think they're saying
really
that to drive up the price too.
Oh, you think it's part of a bidding war?
Yeah, I think, it's part of leverage. They're like, oh, we don't want to trade him. And there's a good reason why you wouldn't want to trade him. But,
Yes,
that's just making add on an extra guy or two to really sweeten the deal.
God, Crochet and Ryan as a 1-2. Oh,
that would be the best in the American
give
League.
it to me.
Best 1-2 punch, yeah.
The other guys I'm looking at are Duran for the Twins.
Yeah.
Athletics have also made it clear they are listening to offers on Mason Miller. What is your level of interest in Mason Miller?
I think they would have to really be blown away by it, and I'm not worried about his stats this year. They have been bad, mostly because he's playing in a fucking sandbox.
Mm-hmm.
But I think especially if he gets put into a good pitching program, he'd be elite. Do I think it's going to happen when he has like another 4 years of control? Probably not. So I'm kind of looking at more starters than I am relievers.
Yeah.
And, if we get another reliever, that's great. I think there's guys going to be coming back that, are going to help us out too. And I think we'll be able to figure out that bullpen, which has already been one of the better ones in the American League this year. So I'm less worried about the bullpen, and I would want just another solid starter at the deadline and another bat.
Yeah, wouldn't we all? I would not be surprised if we went after a rental starter. Like Gallen's been thrown out a lot. I'm not crazy about getting him at the deadline. I'd rather get him in free agency. But I guess we'll see what happens with that, because you're right. The Bailey pitching lab is showing results. For a minute, it was a little touch and go, but the Bailey pitching lab is showing results. I am looking at quite intently how this team is going to fix the Chapman leaving problem. Granted, Chapman maybe not.
I think they stick onto him for the deadline. I don't think they trade him.
I do too. But in free agency in particular,
I'm worried about the deadline. I'm not worried about who's leaving at the end of the year.
Yeah, but if you're getting a reliever, you can get a reliever that has 2-3 years, like a guy like Mason Miller, who has really fantastic stuff. Or what's his name in L.A. that throws 104? Ben Joyce.
Oh yeah.
Who is also also not been fantastic. But if you get 2-3 years of a guy who has ridiculous stuff as a reliever, because Chapman's leaving at the end of the year, and I don't think they re-sign him.
You don't. They could just re-sign him.
I don't think they do.
I think it's possible. I think he wants to be here, and I think I think he enjoys the success that he's had here. I'm worrying about that later. I'm not worrying about extending guys on July 20th or whatever.
Are you open to a Chapman re-signing?
We'll see at the end of the year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, there's still time to blow up if he's bad.
Because his arm could fall off tomorrow. And then and then you don't need him.
Which surprising it hasn't at 37, and he's throwing that gas. I'm surprised it hasn't popped right off like a potato head arm.
Yeah, exactly. But I think just another starter at the deadline, another bat, maybe another bullpen arm, backup catcher. It's not that insane.
Do you think the Rangers have a pillageable rotation?
Oh yeah, they do. Yeah, if they're selling, then there's guys available there. Yeah, the
Mhm.
D-backs, like you mentioned, there's guys there. Not a lot really outside of that really tickle my fancy, but yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Does Eugenio Suarez do anything for you?
I guess if you put him at first, yeah, he would be good.
Right.
Yeah. Um, would that be probably the most logical fit? No, but it would be really funny if he did not go to the Yankees.
Yeah, he seems kind of like he seems like a carriage right
Yeah.
now cuz Eugenio Suarez has been great this year, but
I mean, he has a sneaky career where it's a little up and down, but he's hit over 300 home runs, which is crazy at this point.
has he really?
He has, yeah, because he's had some years where he's hit 50 home runs, and he's well on pace for that again. I think he's already hit 35. That's the third most in baseball. So
I thought he actually did not have a great career. Let me go check. Was I
he has
just
some
like
great years. He's been so up and down throughout his career.
Yeah, I mean he has been in the league for a long ass time. Holy
Yeah.
shit. Arizona as of this year I mean he has 33 home runs as of
I think he
this
hit
year.
another 2 today.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
is 33, so a bit older, but I'm not as worried about that. Has a 26% strikeout percentage, has a 258 BABIP.
Yeah.
Holy shit. That's
Yeah.
really bad. And he's doing quite well with a pretty bad BABIP.
Well, because that doesn't include all the home runs.
Does BABIP not include home runs?
No.
Because the ball never goes into play, quote unquote.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's a really interesting stat. I didn't know that.
That batting average on balls in play.
His average is 254 and his on base is 326.
Yeah, so you know what you're getting. You're getting big boy donks. Yeah.
You are. You are. A lot of speculation around Suarez as well, which is always safe to ask, but I think
the D-backs are going to be big sellers.
and I think they should be.
Yeah.
I think they should be big sellers. But I think I'm sneakily looking at the Rangers and maybe the Pirates, maybe the Padres, but I think I'm looking at the Rangers where a deal might be done between two teams, the Red
Yeah.
Sox and the Rangers.
They would also probably be wanting to shed a little salary, so Red Sox have plenty of payroll.
They
as
do.
they famously were able to do. So
Uh-huh. Is there a DeGrom possibility, or do you think there's an Eovaldi possibility?
I think Eovaldi might be more likely
Uh-huh.
because I think the Red Sox are not going to want to attach themselves to that full DeGrom contract, which is still a lot.
Rightfully so.
Yeah. But I think if the Rangers are going to sell, then you have another guy that's going to be here for another 2 years, even after this. Reasonable contract, 75 apiece. He's been in Boston, and he is that true number 2, if not even a number 1 this year. So I think it would be a perfect fit. Well, I think the Rangers are motivated to sell, and would cost definitely even a lot, even with the contract. But in terms of what prospects you give up, but I would be okay with trading even a few or like 2 top 10 guys in order to get them.
They also really need an outfielder.
They maybe.
But they're like, hey, Adolis Garcia is available. I don't know if you should be trading outfielders right now, Rangers.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. But if they are selling, then obviously that's a guy that Red Sox had a lot of interest in the offseason. So I can see Craig also being very motivated.
Oh, you mean Brez?
Yeah.
You mean my buddy Brez?
Yeah, Brez.
Yeah, Brez and I,
Yeah.
we're in alignment. We're talking a lot about being in alignment. Brez and I,
Yeah.
we're close like that. It's going to be a really interesting couple weeks of baseball. We have a very hard schedule, and I don't think we pull the lever on any trades for the next 10 days at least.
Well, I mean, hey, 10 days, that's literally the end of the deadline.
10 days is the end. What's today?
The 20th. And the
9
deadline's
days.
the 31st. Yeah.
9 days.
I think we have one move by the time we record next Sunday.
I don't. I guess we'll see.
But everybody's been silent so far, so it could just be a last, big final 48, 72 hours. Yeah.
It could. I think the hard thing with looking at this team is we are about to play a very tough stretch of games. So if we lose a lion's share of them and we get close to being out of it, that's where I think the buyer lane becomes a lot iffier than right now, where if you go out and you pull in all kinds of reinforcements, that makes more sense.
I think you would literally essentially have to lose out this next week, which
Phillies and Dodgers?
yeah, Phillies and Dodgers, but we are in a playoff spot. We are in it. It's a weak American League. I think, especially after the Devers trade, they want to show that they're serious. I think they still want to show that, you know, this team's going to compete, and I think, you know, let's, even with these first 2 games after the break, they're still 8-2 over their last 10. So I think, you know, this still is a good ball club, and I think, you know, it's worth adding on to.
I really hope so. Trade deadlines and off seasons are like Christmas for me.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what's under the tree.
Yep.
Is it a third baseman?
We didn't even talk about how good Garrett Crochet was today.
Was he good?
Yeah. 6 innings, 1 run. Yeah.
Yeah, 6 innings, 1 run, 8 hits, 5 Ks. Feels like, I mean, 6 innings, 1 run, fantastic. And it still feels like underperforming for Crochet somehow. But 8 hits on the day, 5 Ks, I think a couple walks in there too.
Only 2.
Okay, so that's not terrible. Not as A-plus stuff, I guess. But still, I mean, the results speak for themselves.
Yeah, you're
Was
not
he
going to
that
go
good?
9 innings, 3 hits, 0 runs every time. So, I mean, when you have a 2.19 ERA on the year and you're right up there with the WAR lead with Tarek Skubal, I think this is, you know, a start where obviously the hits aren't great, but still puts it in Cy Young contention. So,
Oh, it definitely, he is in Cy Young contention.
Yeah.
They might split the vote and Pretty Ricky walks away with it.
yeah, Rick Porcello.
Yeah,
2025
Pretty
Cy Young,
Ricky.
yeah.
You saw more of today's game than I did. I was mainly checking in from the ballpark.
Yeah, I
app,
came
or
in
MLB
a
app.
little late, but that's all that you really needed to see.
Yeah. Did
Yeah.
Crochet show up while you were watching the game?
He did, yeah. So, obviously was coming back from Polar Park and everything. Left a little early, listening to the game on the radio, and we were doing absolutely nothing for the first 6 innings. Crochet was dominant, and then they decided, like, let's play Willie Abreu. And then he did good, and we won.
Yay.
Yeah,
Will
and
Your
that's what
Abreu.
happened today. Yeah.
As far as tonight's game goes, if you're ready for a game,
Yeah, let's play the game, yeah.
let's play a game. So I am going to ask you to build a 9-man lineup with all realistic trade pieces. I mean, kind of across the league, I guess.
Yeah.
But all realistic trade pieces that are not Red Sox players at the deadline.
Okay. At catcher, you have Sean Murphy.
Okay.
I think it does sound like that he is going to be traded. First base, I would still go Ryan O'Hearn. At third base, you go Suarez.
Sure.
At second base, it's just thin all around. But you know what?
That's a tough one.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I'm not sure who I'm going to pick at second base.
We can come back to
Yeah.
that.
Shortstop, I'm going to go Neil Cruz, even though he has been playing center field. I think another team might put him back at short just for the athletic ability.
Sure.
Outfield, you know what? Jaron Duran. Yep,
Okay. He
yep.
does play for the Red Sox, though. So
Yeah,
you're kind
that
of
is
cheating.
true.
You're
That
kind of
is
breaking
true,
the rules
yeah.
of the game.
Yeah. Outfield, Tommy Pham. Yeah, he just seems like he's always going to get traded at the
He
deadline.
always
Luis
does.
Robert Jr., I know he's been bad this year, but
Sure.
I think he ends up getting traded. And then Brian Reynolds.
Oh,
Yeah,
good call.
Yeah.
Brian Reynolds. Okay. So
yeah. And then for pitcher,
we also, I think we do need a pitcher. I would love a DH as well, or someone.
DH.
Yeah.
I guess you could put anybody at DH. I'm gonna go. Oh man, Who's like an Oriole that's gonna get traded?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to go with a certain Braves DH personally.
Oh yeah,
but-
Ozuna probably. Will
You think
get
so?
traded. Yeah,
I think
that's
so,
actually
too.
a good call there. Yeah, yeah.
Yep. So now we'll need a starting pitcher and a second baseman or someone who plays
Starting
second base.
pitcher. This is a guy that I haven't even mentioned yet, but I would still love Merrill Kelly.
Merrill Kelly.
Very good, a pretty good year. Rental, older, just gives you a bit of stability. So
I think he moves.
yeah, I think
he does move.
he moves for sure. So yeah,
Mhm. You can pick a relief pitcher if you want. I won't hold you to it, but we definitely need a second baseman.
relief pitcher, Manuel Clase if he is available. Yeah,
Yeah, actually, that's a good call. That's a guy.
Yeah.
That's a reliever I would definitely trade for.
absolutely. Even with the down year,
Mhm.
second base, God,
Yeah, not a lot of
not
great
a lot
second
there,
basemen
yeah.
out there. But
Christian Arroyo.
I technically sure.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, yeah. You know what? You can have that one. So here is your trade deadline team of non-Red Sox trade pieces. At
Yeah.
catcher, you have Sean Murphy. First base, Ryan O'Hearn. Second base, Christian Arroyo. Shortstop, O'Neill Cruz. Third base, Eugenio Suarez. In your outfield, you have Tommy Pham,
Yeah.
Luis Robert Jr., and Brian Reynolds.
That is not a good outfield.
That is a horrible outfield.
Yeah.
At DH, you
Probably
have...
could have done better, but I'm not looking at outfielders the Red Sox are getting. So
Yeah.
I've not paid attention too much.
At DH, we have Ozuna, starting pitcher Merrill Kelly, and relief pitcher Emmanuel Clase. That seems
not
like a
bad.
500 team to me.
Yeah,
It's
probably
not. It's definitely not a losing team. There's
probably
definitely
better than
talent.
us. Yeah.
Yeah, this team would beat the Red Sox.
Yeah.
On
a
2
lot
out
of
of 3
teams would beat
days.
the Red Sox, but
That's all I have for you tonight, pal.
yeah. Well, thank you guys for listening. Make sure to rate us 5 stars and
Like, comment,
Liquor
subscribe. Thank you,
buttholes,
Believe
yeah.
Network. I love you. No, I love you. Okay, I love
Okay,
you.
no, I
Okay,
love
love you.
you.
Bye.
Yeah,
No, I
no.
You're gonna